Jambo, all you Shango people. We're still dealing with coronavirus and COVID, so we're not meeting as regularly as I'd like, certainly not in person. And streaming has its problems, but one of our members has suggested that maybe I put up some rhythms for you. So where we left off was with Chiftatelli, and so let's review that and give you guys some homework to do. So Chiftatelli is a North African rhythm, typically played on the Doumbek, but it adapts very well to Djembe. And so by taking North African, we're thinking Morocco, Libya, Egypt, Ethiopia, that part of into the Middle East, that part of the world. So without further ado, let's get into it. Chiftatelli is a has two parts, two phrases, so it is 8 counts. And so we have the first phrase, which is bass, tone, 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 slap, tone, slap. So for doom, teka, teka, teka. So, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the first phrase. I'm going to just keep tapping in, so I'm going to do the second part, which is the easier segment. Okay, and it's doom, doom, tek, teka. And so all you have here is tek, tek. Now the big mistake that people make is to make all those 3 tones all basses. So it's and that's not correct. It's tek, teka. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, teka. 4. Teka. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Now you want to make that last tek like pretty umphy, so doom, doom, tek, teka. And then the last 2 just kind of sort of like grace note level. So it's like big, big, ah, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing to it. Okay, let's see about putting that whole thing together. So I'm going to count in. 1, 2, 3, and. There it is. So Chiftatelli translates rather readily to the Djembe or Shiko or any other African style hand drum. Remember that teka could be tones or slaps. In this case we have 2 slaps in the first in the first phrase, and that's the only one. So that's not so hard to put together. You can make those accented tones, and if you're still having problems getting your slap up there. So you have bass, bass, slap, bass, 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 slap, slap, bass, bass. Okay, so again, that bass tone, that third tone note is a really sharp tone, and then the next two are kind of are very light. Bass, slap, slap, bass, bass, and that's your whole rhythm. And so let me give it. Now we'll hit that a couple of times. Bass, bass, bass. Next, we'll try some metronome. We're going to try some metronome time. We're going to start off with the rather comfortable 72 beats per minute, which is a good comfortable pace. I'll do about maybe about 16 measures or so of that. Okay, and I'm using the very useful metronomeonline.com. There's also a number of good metronome applications you can put on your smartphone. That's a separate topic, and maybe I'll do a thing for that later. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I set the metronome to 96 beats per minute. Okay, that's a little more up tempo. And I switch to the djembe just to change over. And so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. just a reminder, if you get lost, remember that the 1 is the first bass, and it picks up again in the second phrase. So you've got your bomb, 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 bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's your 1. Dom, take a dom, 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 bomb, bomb, take a. Thank you, that's enough. Okay, and you might have noticed I played a little thing at the end. Middle Eastern and North African music relies less on breaks and calls in their rhythm, in their traditional shapes. We'll typically roll out when the dance ends. But there's a advanced piece of this beat where it basically has more notes in it. Let me just go to my sheet just so I don't steer you wrong on that. The first phrase is essentially the same. I embellished it a bit, but an advanced version. Okay, so you add a slap, you add some fill in the back half. The same. Okay, so you still have the 2 tones at the very end. You still have some spaces that give it some life to it, but you've got to cut a little more upspeed, and you can use that as a break or an indicator or a call. And so here it is on the Doumbek. And you can embellish that a little further with more fill. Okay. But you have to make sure that you put those main notes in there, a little enough oomph so you don't lose the sense of the shape, or it just becomes, and people lose interest. Now you can do rolls and other things like that, but that's not necessarily the point. You can always do a roll or a fill. Okay. So that's Chiftatelli. I'll put this up on YouTube for you guys to get. I'll also make sure that the sheet, that Bob's sheet, is up on the website, and also you should have been watching the diagrams down in the thing here, and I'll put some stuff down in doobly-doo. And so that's it for Chiftatelli for this time, and hope to see you live in circle at some point. Keep practicing, keep the beat alive. Ashé, Ashé.